It is time for aging. I'm tired. Try again. It is time for Engaging with Vietnam. Once again, we've got announcements to make about various things, and it's coming right now. Registration. Have you registered?
Registration. Yes.
For the conference, you have to go on the conference webpage and register. There were some people who very nicely responded to the letter of acceptance by saying, I accept, and that's wonderful, but we actually need you to go on the webpage, and there's a form there, and we need you to fill out that form and click it for us to know that you definitely want to attend the conference.
Yes.
And there are other forms there as well, correct?
So basically on the conference website now, you can find all kinds of information that you need related to the registration form, transportation, accommodation, and all the other activities that will take place during the conference, like the hackathon, the field trips. Yes.
So the conference, of course, is in Ho Chi Minh City, and then it moves to Phan Thiet. And we, on the conference website, offer the possibility to purchase the ticket. We're going to use both train and bus to go from Phan Thiet, from Ho Chi Minh City to Phan Thiet and back. That's one item. Then there are hotel packages, which include transportation between the hotel and the conference site, but not between Ho Chi Minh City and Phan Thiet. So there are different items there. Look at them carefully so that you know what's there, and then decide what it is that you need. Okay. So transportation, then we have the actual panels and invited speakers. What's going on with that?
Yes, and actually there are so many interesting keynote and plenary sessions. So which one should we start with?
Gender and sexuality is interesting. There's one
with
on
Dr. Khuất Thu Hồng. Yes, and we hope that by now some of you must have already seen our short videos introducing Dr. Khuất Thu Hồng scholarship and her research journey. And yes, so definitely her speech at the upcoming conference gonna be wonderful.
Right.
Even us, we can't wait to see it.
Yeah, she is basically not only a world expert, but really the expert on gender and sexuality in Vietnam. She's been researching on it for decades. She's a pioneer, and she's going to kind of, I guess, talk about some of the issues that are out there today and how it's being researched, and that will be really, really interesting. So we've got that one. Peter Zinnemann, who has participated in the conference at least 2 or 3 times before, right? Yes. Then we have Peter Zinnemann returning. Peter has been in the conference at least 2-3 times, I think.
Yes.
And then we have Peter Zinnemann returning. Peter's been, wait a second. Then we have Peter Zinnemann from the University of California at Berkeley returning. Peter's participated in the conference
3 times.
3 times, I think. And this time he's going to let the world know what he thinks about the recent documentary that was made in America about the Vietnam War by Ken Burns and Lynn Novick, a documentary that's like 18 hours long, so there's a lot to say. And Peter's going to talk about that, and we're going to have 2 special commentators provide their insights on it as well, right? Yeah.
And one commentator is Professor Dr. Võ Văn San, a historian of Vietnam, who has also been writing about the Vietnam War. And we will have, two moderators for that keynote session. And one of them is Liam Kelly here and Vũ Minh Hoàng, currently a doctoral student at Cornell University. And Vũ Minh Hoàng has done so much work on, the history of Southeast Asia. Of course, we're going to focus on Vietnam in comparison with other neighboring countries. And so Hoàng has a very comprehensive understanding and critical understanding of the context.
Yeah, so those are two, but we've got, as usual, it's not just, these will be dynamic keynote sessions, but we've also got talk shows and other things. We'll be looking at higher education. I think maybe even talking about this kind of what I would argue is a new wave of knowledge production in China about Vietnam, with not only by Chinese but by Vietnamese who are studying in China, getting MAs and PhDs. A really fascinating phenomenon that fits very closely with this perennial theme of the conference, which is knowledge production.
Right.
So the keynotes are going to be fascinating. We have so many submissions from all of you, though, that are also going to be fascinating, including submitted panels on everything from the Cold War to coffee and everything in between. And many, individual submissions that we are compiling into panels. This will be the biggest Engaging with Vietnam conference to date, possibly.
Think so, yes.
I think so, yeah.
Right. And actually, in September, I myself led a panel focusing on Vietnam's knowledge production about Africa through our imagination, through media coverage and scholarly work. And so that panel was featured at the second Africa-Asia Connections conference in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And for the 10 Engaging with Vietnam conference, we are bringing back that panel, but we have more participation from artists in Africa, as well as scholars working in, we really hope to be able to have the participation of Professor Wegby, considered the first historian of Vietnam from Africa. So we very much hope that it's going to be possible.
And so one thing I think, when I look at the webpage and look at the speakers, I can imagine people looking at some of these people there and going, who is this person? How come I've never heard of this person in the world of Vietnamese studies? That's what I think is amazing, is that, we're bringing someone from the University of Brunei here, Noor Azam. I'm sure most people in Vietnam have not heard of this person in the world of Vietnamese studies and think, what could this person have to say? You'll be amazed, because Vietnam today is no longer just Vietnam, of course. It has global reach. The world reaches into Vietnam. Vietnam is in the globe, and we're looking at it in its global context by bringing people and ideas from around the world and showing how these are connected and important for understanding Vietnam today and for understanding the world today and Vietnam's place in it.
Yes, and of course, at the 10th Engaging with Vietnam conference, we are featuring more scholarships from scholars in our neighboring countries. Like we have Dr. Simon Soon from the University of Malaya, who has been doing so much work on the art world and with artists in Southeast Asia, including Vietnam.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, as always, we're thinking big, and as has been the case, this conference is getting bigger and bigger.
Think big,
yeah. Did I say always? As always, we're thinking big. The conference, as has been the case, keeps getting bigger. Thank you, everyone, for submitting papers and panels. Register. Please go online and register so that you can, verify that you're going to attend the conference. If you need to purchase a hotel package or anything like that, look at the options on the website, and let us know if you have any questions. And we look forward to seeing you in December in Vietnam.
Yes, can't wait. Yes.